Now, just like everybody else, I know that Sasuke's character isn't the simplest to break down, but Sasuke didn't deserve forgiveness for what he did to the Leaf Village, Naruto, Kakashi, and everybody else that he wronged and double-crossed during the early days of Naruto and Shippuden. Now, I know we're at a point to where none of this really matters, but I kind of just want to look at, in retrospect of Sasuke and how they treat other characters who've done similar things to what Sasuke did, and just look at the fact that Sasuke, among all the great things he's done for the Leaf Village, didn't deserve to be forgiven, and neither does he to be regarded as a hero. And he doesn't need to be regarded for the safety of the Leaf Village because we can all credit that to Naruto. But let's get into it. Now, from the moment that Sasuke was introduced, we knew that his story wasn't as clean cut as some of the other heroes in Naruto, like, Naruto, Lee, Neji, and all the other people. Sasuke, among everybody among his group at the time, had the most complicated story and the most complicated revenge plot that you kind of heard at the time. Because we all can understand that before we knew what really happened with Itachi and the Uchiha clan. Now, I'm not putting the blame all on Sasuke, as I'm putting some of the blame on his teachers like Kakashi and any other adult that had any involvement with Sasuke and basically murder of his entire clan. I'm putting some of the blame onto them, as they knew what happened and they knew that he was the last standing Uchiha besides his brother at the time, who was still with the Leaf Village. And I know that he wouldn't be able to comprehend everything, but they could have literally just sat him down and explained what happened to his village. But yet they sat there and let his rage build up for years and years, and then acting surprised when he goes crazy and goes rogue against the Leaf Village. And no, I'm not expecting Sasuke to understand it, but it would at least gave him more clarity as to why his brother did what he did, instead of letting him harbor this hatred toward his brother, which Itachi's logic was kind of flawed if you really think about it. Because in order for your brother to really be the best version of himself that he can be, the last thing you want him to do is fucking hate you. Like, that shit is kind of stupid to me, but that's besides the point. But like my, original point was, the adults around him are just as much to blame as Sasuke, and Sasuke is just as much to blame himself for letting this, random hatred be his only driving force for getting stronger, and his only driving force for even, pursuing becoming a ninja, just so that he could kill his brother, which inevitably didn't even solve his problems, because after he killed Itachi, he only had more problems with the Leaf Village, with himself, and just with everybody in general. Because if we look at the Leaf Village and what they, kind of, and the resentment that they kind of have with people who attack their village, or who even, have plans of, basically killing all of them, like Orochimaru and Pain and the like, they essentially have like a no fucking forgiveness policy. And with Sasuke, they kind of just forgave all of that because they needed him for these super secret missions that they needed him to go on, that he goes on in Boruto. So essentially they're basically just using him because they know without him that they wouldn't know what the fuck to do with the the moon people in Boruto. But if you look at how they treat somebody like Orochimaru, who's still to this day basically an outcast for the village, he can't even set foot in the Leaf Village without them basically going to arrest him, because he's basically on fucking lockdown after his battle with the third Hokage. And also, this is completely hypothetical, if somehow, Nagato was able to survive, after what he did to the Leaf Village, they would have him on fucking lockdown, and there would be no forgiveness of, oh, you can help the village by being a spy or some shit, or you can help the village by doing this. There would be none of that. There would be no forgiveness. There would be no, oh, you learn an error of your ways. No, they would have locked his ass up in a fucking jail prison somewhere, sealed off, and you never would have heard from him again. But with somebody like Sasuke, who basically had the same plan as that, saves the whole fucking world with Naruto and Sasuke after they kill Kagewa, turns around, looks at Naruto and is like, I still want to kill all of y'all. I want to exact my plan. Like, really, motherfucker? Like, that's what we doing, bro? Like, after all of this, you do a complete 180, turn around, do another 180 again, and now it's like, oh yeah, I still want to, have my plan for world domination or some shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And this also more or less confirms that the Leaf is just a clan full of a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Because if Orochimaru ever tried to attempt to try to come back and say, oh, I can help the village with, the fucking science experiments that I'm doing on people. The Leaf Village would have tried to kill his ass the moment he stepped foot in front of that fucking door. And mind you, I do know that Kakashi did say that he takes full blame for, Team 7 falling apart. But honestly, it's not even too much of a blame on him, because by the time Sasuke was an adult, he should have known better. And it's like, I get it, he was going crazy and all this other type of shit. But at the end of the day, you as a grown ass man should just take the time to really look at yourself and understand that you tried to kill both of your best friends in cold fucking blood just because you wanted to kill your brother. And even after you kill your brother, who did what he did to save your fucking life, you still don't have answers for why he did what he did to your village. You still don't have answers. You still don't know why he killed your whole village. You did all that, wasted your entire life to get stronger. And let's just say hypothetically that Sasuke did beat Naruto and somehow, became the all being of, fucking, the ninja world and everything. It still wouldn't have been enough for Sasuke. Because Sasuke at the core, before he did another 180 and became a good guy again and basically like a rogue agent that's, never in the Leaf Village, he was a fucking psychopath and a fucking sociopath. He didn't care who he had to hurt, who he had to kill. He wanted to kill Itachi. After he killed Itachi, which Itachi only lost to Sasuke because he had the mysterious illness nerf, but that's besides the point again. If Sasuke would have gotten everything that he ever wanted, he kills his brother, becomes the leader of the ninja world, rearranges how they live their lives and all the other type of crazy shit, it still wouldn't have been enough for him. It still wouldn't have been enough. He still wouldn't have answers as to why things happen. He still wouldn't have the real reason that Itachi, killed his whole fucking clan. He would still have all that mysterious anger, built up inside him that he wouldn't know what to deal with. He wouldn't know how to deal with it. And he still would have been the same angry, psychotic man that he basically grew up to become. And also because in a way, Orochimaru basically got what he wanted. He made Sasuke strong and he basically made a second version of himself. Instead of wanting to know all the forbidden jutsus, Sasuke wanted to rule the ninja world, which is basically what Orochimaru wanted. So Orochimaru basically won, and Sasuke basically got what he wanted. He got his revenge. He got everything that he ever wanted, but it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. And this is even more a testament, as you can even tell by their fights. As also kind of a side note, their first fight that they had at the Valley of the End is really the only one that I really even watched. I never even really watched their second fight or their last fight, because the one at the Valley of the End makes the most sense. Naruto is a teenager who doesn't understand why his best friend is leaving for power and leaving everything and everybody that gave him a second chance, basically, alone for something that he really can't obtain. And Naruto didn't understand that point. But the second time that they fought and the last time that they fought is kind of just like, it was kind of an overdone of the whole, talk no jutsu thing of, oh, I'm gonna fight you, but I'm not gonna kill you because you're my friend. It was kind of an overdone point at that point in time, because like he's tried to kill you, Sakura, Kakashi, and everybody on multiple occasions. Bro literally pulled up to the 5 Kage something to try to kill the 5 Kages. At that point in time, Sasuke didn't deserve any type of forgiveness, sympathy from anybody. Not even Naruto. He did not deserve. And I'm gonna pivot to another character who did the whole forgiveness, story arc right. Gara. Gara is the perfect example of a character who went crazy, tried to destroy the village. Naruto did his whole, talk no jutsu thing on him and all that type of shit. Gara was the perfect person to actually forgive. Because unlike Sasuke, he learned from his actions and learned to actually think for himself. Sasuke never learned to actually think for himself and not just think with anger. Because Gara actually grew up to be a great fucking adult and ended up becoming a Kazekage. Sasuke could have had a similar journey, but he was too stubborn and too angry to listen to anybody but himself and his angry thoughts. Because if we look at Gara's story, he started out similarly to Sasuke. Tragic backstory, has all this PTSD, doesn't really know how to control their powers. You know, all the standard sad anime background shit. Fights Naruto one time, realizes the error of his ways, and takes the time to really, sit down and have a conversation with himself about his PTSD, about what happened to his mother and his father, and everything else that happened to him. And he realizes that him being angry at everybody else doesn't do anything for him but hinder his life and hinder his growth as a person. Because I really feel like if you're gonna have Sasuke be a villain for the entire series, like a good 90% of the series and like 100% in Shippuden, I feel like you should have went all out and really have him be a villain. Have him team up with fucking Madara. Have him, in the middle of them trying to fight Madara, he, kills Naruto or tries to, team up with Madara because they're both Uchiha. They both would have stood together. That might have been, a better, conclusion to that than Sasuke doing like 3 180s and being good 1 minute, being bad 1 minute, then back to being good. Then now, he's kind of unknown, but he's kind of a secret agent. He's kind of good, kind of a decent father, It just would have been more clear cut. And I feel like for at least Sasuke's character, it would have shown way more growth than him just being an angry, crazy, ex-team member that they once knew, and then doing another 180 saying, oh, let's save the world together, guys. And then doing another 180 said, oh, I still want to rule the world though. And then doing another 180 says, oh, I want to, be involved in the village, but not completely involved, but kind of involved. Like, it's too many 180s, and his character is just really, flip-floppy. Looking back at Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, it really hindered any type of growth that he would have had as a character and as a whole. Because Naruto, kind of does, the Power Rangers thing of, oh, we don't have to fight, and, you don't have to be a villain, you don't have to be this, you don't have to be that. He gave Sasuke so many chances to where it's like, if honestly Sasuke would have ended up getting killed by Naruto in the Naruto series, it would have been seen as like, okay, that's a good story point. Because there's only so many times you can forgive a motherfucker like Sasuke. And I know I'm kind of speaking in real life terms, but even in anime terms, he tries to kill you, your friend, and your sensei, and some of the, the world leaders basically in Naruto. And it's like, how many more times are you going to forgive this motherfucker? Because if you've forgiven him this many times, why not forgive Orochimaru? Why not forgive Nagato? Why not forgive basically every other villain who's done way less, but we somehow don't forgive them, but we forgive Sasuke. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because, we're way past the point of, Sasuke being anything but a good guy now, in Boruto and all that. But I really feel like for character growth as far as, Sasuke as a character, especially as a grown-up, it kind of got overplayed of, the him being a villain one point, him being a hero the next point, then him kind of being unknown at one point, and them not even knowing what to do with him at a certain point after Shippuden and before Boruto. It's just kind of a weird thing, but I also really, really wish that they would have just, kept it simple, either keep him a good guy or keep him a bad guy. And at the end of the day, Sasuke didn't deserve forgiveness.